Hey there, this is Veena from Cake, the channel that's about baking and much more.
A very warm welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to share with you my recipe for a comforting and delicious Goan chicken stew. The traditional stew is made with pork and beef, though sometimes also with chicken. Neither beef nor pork being available where I live, I'm making a tasty chicken stew today. Like the pork and beef stew, this one too is mildly spiced. It's loaded with veggies and macaroni and has a deliciously smooth gravy. Now let's get started making some finger-licking tasty Goan chicken stew my way, right here at Cake. In this bowl, I have 450 grams of boneless chicken breast cut into tiny pieces. I'll marinate this using a 1.5 inch piece of ginger, 6 garlic cloves, and 2 green chillies. But first, I'll grind these 3 to a paste. Here's my ginger, garlic, and green chilli paste. Along with this, I'll also add half a teaspoon of salt and some ground black pepper to the chicken. This is 1.5 teaspoons, but I'll use just half a teaspoon to marinate the chicken. The remaining 1 teaspoon we'll use later on in the recipe. Okay, now let's add all of this to the chicken and let the chicken marinate for about 30 minutes. In the meanwhile, let's boil the macaroni. This is 3/4 of a cup, that's 75 grams of elbow macaroni or pasta. I'll boil this in plenty of water, around 5 to 6 times of its volume. This is 4 cups of water that I've brought to a rolling boil. Remember, the water has to be boiling vigorously when you add the macaroni or pasta to it. The macaroni will absorb some of the water as it cooks, and that's why we have to start with a large volume of water. To the boiling water, let's add half a teaspoon of salt and half a tablespoon of butter. The salt will season the pasta and the butter will keep it from clumping. I'll reduce the heat slightly and let the macaroni cook for around 6 to 7 minutes or till it's al dente, meaning till it still has a slight bite to it and is not too soft. It's been 6 minutes now, so let's check the macaroni. Perfect. Time to take it out of the water. We'll save this macaroni water and use it later while making our stew. In this vessel, I have 1 tablespoon of oil heating on a medium flame. To it, we'll add 1 tablespoon of butter. When using both oil and butter, always add the butter to the oil to keep the butter from burning. To this oil and butter mix, we'll now add some whole spices, beginning with 8 cloves, followed by 4 pods of green cardamom, and 3 cinnamon sticks, each around an inch long. Let's saute these for a few seconds and then add the marinated chicken pieces. Let's saute these till they change color. By now, all the chicken pieces have changed color. At this point, let's add in half a cup of the macaroni water and then cover the vessel and let the chicken cook on low heat for around 5 minutes or till it's almost done but not fully cooked. This same recipe can be used for making pork and beef stew. Only this step will have to be carried out in a pressure cooker or instant pot. The meat will have to be cooked under pressure for around 5 minutes. The texture of the chicken seems just right, so we'll quickly remove it to a bowl along with the stock. I've picked out the fried whole spices from the chicken mix. Their job is done. They've flavored the stock and we can now discard them because we don't want to bite on any of them by mistake while enjoying the stew, right? Now in the same vessel, I've started heating 1 tablespoon of oil, and to it I'll add 1 tablespoon of butter. In this mixture of oil and butter, let's saute 3/4 of a cup, that's 100 grams of chopped onions, till they become soft and are about to start browning. We shouldn't fry the onions beyond this point, so let's add in half a cup, that's 100 grams of chopped tomatoes. We'll saute these two till they soften. Let's squash the tomatoes a little with the back of the spoon. We can now add in the cooked chicken along with the stock. Let's give the mix a good stir and then add 2 stock cubes to it. I had just 1 chicken stock cube left at home. The second one is a vegetable stock cube. In this recipe, you could add either chicken or vegetable stock cubes or a mix of both like I've done. Let's stir everything again till the stock cubes get dispersed into the stew mixture. This is a half cup measure, but we'll add a 1/4 cup of macaroni water to the mix and then add 3/4 of a cup, that's 100 grams of cubed potatoes, and half a cup, once again 100 grams of cubed carrots. Let's spread these out like this. Cover the vessel and let the vegetables cook for just around 5 minutes. That is, till they are almost cooked. Let's check the potato and the carrot. They're a little too firm, so we'll give them just a minute more to cook. Let's now add another 1/4 cup of the macaroni water and the green peas. The peas will need barely a minute to get cooked. Next, we'll add a 1/4 cup of milk, a 1/4 cup of milk cream. I got this from the full cream milk I boiled at home, and the remaining 1 teaspoon of pepper powder, and stir everything well. We'll now make a slurry with 2 teaspoons of whole wheat flour and around 2 tablespoons of the macaroni water. This will act as a thickener and give the stew gravy a creamier texture. Instead of wheat flour, you could add cornstarch or rice flour. Let's stir this into the stew and give the wheat flour a minute to get cooked properly. At this stage, we can add in the cooked macaroni. Let's first check that it has not formed clumps, and then mix this carefully with the rest of the stew ingredients. At every stage, remember to check that there's some gravy in the chicken stew. Ours seems a little dry right now, so we'll mix in a 1/4 cup more of the macaroni water. I still have around 2 tablespoons left in case I need to add some more of it. Finally, we'll add the finishing touch to our stew. We'll add the remaining half tablespoon of butter and mix it carefully into the stew. We can now turn off the heat and then taste the stew to check if it needs more salt. The taste is just right. No more salt is needed. Just remember that when you take the chicken stew off the stove, it should still have at least a quarter cup of gravy in it. Otherwise, it will be too dry. Our stew is now ready to dig into and enjoy. Looks so appetizing, doesn't it? Believe me, the chicken stew tastes as great as it looks. So do give this wholesome, flavor-packed Goan recipe a shot. And don't forget to let me know how you liked it, okay? Till we meet again, happy cooking!